Hello and welcome to today's class. We are going to start today with a little bit of a balance and glutes and all that fun stuff. Core engagement, of course, too. So feet are going to be parallel and hip width apart, and we're just going to start with a roll down just to get ourselves into our neutral spine and just to feel kind of, as one with the body. So hands by your side. Breathing in on the breath out, chin to chest, rolling those shoulders forward. Imagine you're coming up and over a barbed wire fence as you just let yourself just gently come down to the floor. Just be gentle with yourself, especially if it's first thing in the morning for you. Holding there at the bottom, head is nice and heavy. Breathing in and on the breath out, tucking the tailbone under, squeezing through the glutes. Let's come up. Restacking against your imaginary brick wall, engaging, rolling those shoulders back and down. Now just stay here in this lovely neutral spine, aligned position where core is on too. So I'm just going to shift my weight very so slightly to the left hand side so that I can pick my right foot up. So I want you to take your hands out to the side like so, really relaxed. Imagine there's little weights attached to the fingertips pulling you down. Shoulders are down. We're going to come up. So we're going to breathe in on the breath out. Knee is going to come up towards the chest, drawing the belly button in. And then from here, we're going to take this leg behind us like so. So we're going behind. I'm bending through my supporting leg a little bit. And I'm going to just go for a sort of like arabesque kind of position, but the aim of the game is just to take the leg backwards and have my weight forwards. And then I'm going to come back to my original starting position, holding here. So that's the sequence. So we're coming up with this knee, a bit of a hip stretch, a bit of a balance challenge, more likely is probably what you're thinking. And then from behind, we take the weight forward. Now, I've got a little bit of a bend. I'm going to talk and fall over. I've got a little bit of a bend in my supporting leg the whole time from now on, and that's just going to really help this glute engage, which is the point. You may also feel quite a lot of work going on around the ankle and into the calf. That's totally normal. I get it as well. And on one side, you'll probably feel it a little more, but I want you to try and take the weight and pressure out of your toes a bit if you can, and shift it back more into the heel. And I can tell you that's really when the magic starts to happen for the glute. So don't be alarmed with glute. Don't be alarmed with calf and ankle. So normal, and we want those muscles to be working, but they're also probably quite tight, well, your calves are anyway. So that's probably the reason why you're feeling your calf working. It's just used to doing all the work. I mean, if you think about it, we walk around on these legs all day. Those calves know what's up, right? Okay, so I'm feeling glute, I'm feeling the whole leg basically, it's just fantastic. So I'm going to let's go one more in each direction. Getting a little bit tired now, so my hands are still just being gently pulled down to the floor, bringing this knee up. Cool, then from here I'm just going to do little bends just up and down like so, breathing in, breathing out. I mean, I'm not looking at the floor because I don't want to fall over, but I'm trying to make sure my knee is going in line with my toes. It's not kind of doing its own little dance, up and down. Good, I'm just going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now last time, we're taking the leg behind. Remembering breathing is also important, so trying to breathe the whole time, trying to keep your hips nice and even. And from here, we're also going to pulse up and down. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding here, see if you can lift the leg a bit higher, coming forward a little bit more, and then very carefully bringing everything in. Whew. And just shaking out through that leg. Just circle through the foot for a moment. And we'll have a bit of a calf stretch. So that foot, the foot that you just worked, I want you to just take it behind like so. And we're just going to come first of all into a long calf stretch. So this back leg is straight and the front leg has got a bend like so. Really imagining your back heel is being kind of pulled from behind so you get that lovely length. And then from here we're going to bring the feet closer together, but this foot is still backwards. And this is the one which you probably will feel a little bit more in a good way. Both knees are now bent and just sitting nice and low into that. and relaxing the shoulders. This is a good stretch. If you've got a wall, you can also do it up against the wall and just kind of put a bit of pressure in there. Okay, good news. Other side. So great having two sides. So finding that nice parallel position that we had to start with from doing the roll down. You can do another roll down quickly if you'd like to as well. Weight now shifts over, for me it shifts over to my left, and I'm going to lift through the right leg. We just did that side. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's swap over. You're probably thinking at home, what is this girl on? So shifting weight over to the right this time, lifting through the leg. Okay. My arms are out just to the side. Good. I've got engagement going on through the core. Okay, I'm sure if you were all here in real life, you'd be like, no, Ellie, the other side. Okay, let's go. Taking it back, I've got this bend in my supporting leg straight away. Ooh, feeling the ankle stability kicking in, and then coming up. You want to keep it nice and calm, so breathing is recommended, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Let's go again, taking it behind, reaching that leg out nice and long. My chest is kind of aiming down on a bit of a diagonal, and my head is also on the diagonal. And then coming in. And again, I do find this side easier for me balance-wise. So you may notice that you've also got a preferred side for standing on one leg, for just hanging out on one leg. And again, coming backwards, reaching that leg behind you nice and long, pushing your weight into your heel as opposed to through the toes. Try not to do sort of like death grip or claw position onto the floor. Okay. So I'm almost there. I'm going to do one more up here and taking the leg back. Don't be disheartened if you fall over a few times. I get quite confident before I decide I was going to film this. And I'm still falling over. So slightly bent knee here, relaxing the shoulders. I'm in neutral spine, and I'm just going to go up and down with the supporting leg, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. And we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Still bending, taking the leg behind, reaching that leg nice and long, relaxing through the arms, and I'm holding here and pulsing up and down. Ooh, hello. Try not to do the claw myself onto the floor, making sure the belly button is still drawn in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, and just leaning forward a little bit more. Don't relax. Lifting up that leg, holding, and now coming in. Okay, let's just have a little bit of stretch. So circling through here, both directions with the foot, and taking that foot behind, long calf stretch. Also a really good one to do, which we'll do in just a second, for the glutes, because hopefully they did kick in at least a little bit. Maybe the calf was the predominant muscle group that you felt working, but glutes, I'm really hoping, have been activating. If you do find it trouble to activate your glutes in standing, please just shoot me a message. We do all the glutes, all the glute exercises, obviously lying down, full-point kneeling, etc. But the aim of the game is, at the end of the day, you want to be able to activate them standing up, because that's actually when you're going to need them the most. Going upstairs, going up any sort of incline, running. Unfortunately, we don't do these things lying down. Short calf muscle stretch. It's always such a good one, so satisfying. Really recommend doing this one after running as well, walking. And then from here, I'm just going to cross this over and just go for a sort of awkward sit position. Just going to get that glute just to open up a bit. And I'm just going to just lean forward a little bit more, and that puts a little bit more pressure there into the stretch. And then I'll just do the same thing on the other side as well. Ooh, a bit wobbly. Glutes are a little bit fatigued. Ooh. Okie dokie. There we go. Right. That was good. That made us feel alive. From here, just coming back to the end of my mat, feet are parallel, hands are going to be down by my side. So now that I have activated through the glutes and the thighs and calves and all these muscles, I'm going to work into a bit more of proprioception, which is being aware of your body in space. And the way we're going to challenge it today is by doing the whole roll down with your eyes closed. Seeing as we're already nicely warmed up. So this means coming up onto those toes just like so, pressing the weight through the big toes, breathing in, and on the breath out, chin comes to chest, rolling the shoulders forward and coming down. Now, if you've done this one with me before, you'll know that there's no pressure to come down as far as you'd normally go in this roll down position. You may find that you kind of come up and down a little bit, or you may find you also sort of fall down a little bit faster than you maybe want to the floor. You're going to hold here, breathing in. On the breath out, squeezing through the glutes, tucking the tailbone under, and slowly coming up one vertebra at a time. Nice and slow and steady. Big toes into the floor. Whoop. This is a really good one for trying to train your ankles not to roll out. Rolling the shoulders back and down. I'm going to come down like that one more time, but I won't come up. You'll probably be pleased to know. On purpose. I'm not going to come up on purpose. So chin to chest, rolling the shoulders forward. If you needed to lower the heels for a moment, you can. You can obviously do this with your heels on the floor. That's no problem. Ooh, talking too much, not concentrating enough. Coming down, holding here, and then from here I am just going to lower my heels. I'm going to put my hands on the floor. If you can't reach the floor, then can you please just bend your knees for this particular one, so that we've got this really nice pressure going through the hands, and we're just stretching out through the backs of the arms as well. Head is heavy, so you may just be here, and that's fine if you're here. So just try and straighten your arms. That's what I would love for this. Cool. Now from here, I'm going to walk my hands out into a plank. You can do this on your forearms, no problem. And I'm just going to cross my feet over. So I'm going to start by crossing my left foot in front of my right, and I'm going to angle my feet on a diagonal towards the right, if that makes sense. Okay, so I've got this weird sort of twisted downward dog pyramid position. From here, I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to drop my hips down to the floor like so, and then I'm going to breathe out as I lift back up into that random position. So coming down and coming up. Coming down, dropping the hip down. So like I said, you can do this on your forearms. You can just be on the forearms of your elbows underneath your shoulders, and you can just go for a tilt to the side. You don't even need to cross your feet. Coming down and up. Good. Coming down and up. Let's go for just another 3 here. Lowering down and coming up, and really feel those obliques. And I can feel my arms working quite nicely as well, which is fantastic. Okay, last time I'm going to hold down here, and I'm just going to do little lifts for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2, and then last time, woof, coming up. I'm just going to go for a little bit of a walk through my downward dog position just to have a break. You're welcome just to hold here as well. This is good for the calves. Still stretching out, letting the head just be long. You could also go into a child's pose as well. Whatever you need to do right now. But we are not going to be resting for long. Let's cross the feet, angling them over to the other side. Okay, so coming down like so, and then coming back up. Dropping down and coming up. And it's really normal for one side to feel very different to the other when you do this. So if you're like, I can't come down quite so far, my range isn't as good, or this just hurts so much more, very normal. No problems there. Okay, coming down and coming up. Breathing in and then breathing out as you lift back up. Let's go for 5 more here. Coming down. It's okay to have a little bit of a bend in the elbows as well. If you hyperextend, it's a good idea to have that bend. Let's go for 3. Last 2. And then last time, here we go, we're lowering down, holding here, and we're just going to have our little pulses up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting all the way up, coming to this position, and I'm going to drop my knees down. I'm going to lengthen my arms out, turning the palms to the ceiling, and just letting my head relax. Okay, excellent work. That was another fun exercise to follow off of the one-legged glute exercise. It's all very interesting, isn't it? Doing the one-sided work and just being able to compare one side to the other. Well, I think it's interesting anyway. I hope you find it interesting too, exploring the concept also of proprioception, being aware of your body in space, and just being aware of how one side works and maybe one side doesn't work as much as you think it should or thought it would. Right-eo, we are going to come down onto our forearms now, and I'm going to be in this 4-point kneeling position. I've got my head just nice and long, I've got my knees under my hips, and from here I'm going to lengthen one leg out and then the other, and I'm going to find that lovely plank hold. Head is nice and long. If you need to, you can have your knees on the floor, just make sure your hips are in that diagonal position. And we're just going to hold here, and I want you to really think about using your arms at the moment, really pushing through the forearms and into your palms as well, not just through the elbows. Good, good, good. And we're just going to hold here. And we're going to have a little bit of walking, so one knee goes down, and then we're going to change in and out, like so. Walking, walking, and I want you to think about drawing the belly button into the spine the whole time. Head is nice and long. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, that was a weird one. We're going to quickly, not too quickly, but quickly-ish, come down onto our back, and we're going to continue with our lower abs. So I'm going to get you to send your legs straight up in the air. Doesn't matter if you've got a bit of a bend, that's no problem, but legs are up. And then from here, option 1 is to have your head on the floor. Option 2 is to lift the head and shoulders up. And then we want to lift the arms up, turning the palms to the ceiling. And we're just going to start to go down with the legs, going down as far as you can go without losing your neutral spine or without the pelvis tilting like this and this big arc thing appearing underneath your back. So coming down, lots of control, and coming back up. Now, if this is a bit too aggressive, one leg is fine, coming down and up. And remember, you've got the option anytime to have your head on the floor. You can also have your head resting in your hands as long as your elbows are open, so not there. So many options, drawing the belly button in and coming up. Drawing it in, breathing out against gravity to come up. So slightly push the lower back down into the floor. You can hear my shaky ab voice going on at the moment. Let's go for 3. Good, last 2. Drawing it in. You may find as you get a little bit fatigued, you can't go down quite so fast, so please just be aware of what's going on with the body. Last time. Okay, I'm going to come up straight away back into that plank position. So finding the 4-point kneeling on the elbows, lengthening away, finding the plank, and again I'm just going to walk through the legs just like so. Or I'm just going to hold in my plank position, either like so or down on my knees. And we're going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, again, coming down. Okay, legs are up, maybe a bit of a bend, that's cool. Head is lifted or it's on the floor, palms are up. And then from here, I'm just going to drop the legs a little way down, not too far. And we're just going to go for a bit of an open and close, but we're going to cross the legs each time like so. Got pointed toes. I'm going to try and engage through the inner thighs as I bring the legs towards and across the midline. The lower you go down with the legs, the harder it's going to be. So please just be aware of how you're feeling. You can do it right up there. Drawing the belly button in. Everything's going. Let's go for 10, 9,
8, 7, 6, relax the shoulders, relax the hands, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and again straight away coming up. Last time in the plank, holding here, extending those legs out, and we're just going to hold for this one. Just holding. Just going to move my arms forward a little bit, drawing that belly button in, and we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping the knees down and just finding your child's pose. And breathing. Excellent job. Whew. Okay, while we're here, we're going to come down onto one forearm. So I've got my left forearm down, so the elbow's under the shoulder, and I've just turned my hand like so. There we go, simple. I'm placing the other hand out here, so the hand is wider than my shoulder, it's wider than the mat, and this is just creating this really nice, strong, wide base foundation to help support me while I take one of my knees off the floor. So I've got if you think about it, you want opposite, so I've got my left forearm down, and my right leg is going to come up like this. My knees are starting under my hips, so it is like a 4-point position, but it's just very adapted. So flexing the foot, here we go, breathing out as I push the leg up towards the ceiling, breathing in as I come down, and again, breathing out to push up, and breathing in to come down. Breathing out up, breathing in down. Breathing out up and breathing in down. Lovely long head, nice relaxed shoulders. Good, good, good. Really draw that belly button in. Push, push, push. And you want to imagine there's that resistance working against you. And you also really want to try and keep it just in the side, okay? So as you come up, we're not kind of letting this sort of thing happen, okay? Just keep it in that leg. Let's go for 5 and 4. I can really feel just the top part of my leg working. Last 3, which is great. It's that kind of hard part to get working. Last one, holding up here, and we're going to go for little pulses here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now holding here, we're going to cross the leg like so. So we're going to go turned in. En dedans, en français. So crossing in and then going out to the side, en dehors. Going in and out. Try and keep a bend into this elbow here so you don't lock it out too much. Crossing in and out. And when I go out, I get to go for a little bit of a bonus oblique crunch, which is fantastic. In and out and in and out. Let's go for 5 like so. 5, coming out, and 4. Last 3. Last 2, still breathing hopefully. Last time, holding out to the side, just here, and I want you to extend the leg out nice and long. Oh, the sun's got my leg, how lovely. Lit up as I go for my final part. So I'm just going to lift up and down, flex foot. I can feel my supporting leg working hard as well, so both glutes are going hello. For 10, 9, draw the abs in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and coming all the way in. And straight away, I'm just going to take that into a bit of a pigeon position. You're welcome to do both sides. I'm just going to demonstrate on my right side though, which was the leg which I had out to the side, bringing the leg forward and then dropping down to the floor. And as you can see with my leg, I haven't got my leg completely parallel. I could bring it forward a bit more, so it's more like this. But you can just fold it in, and you're just working on trying to bring your opposite hip, so for me it's my left hip, down to the floor. And then I'm going to relax forward. That should give me a really good stretch here. Trying also not to have too much round back, so just trying to let the chest go heavy, the hips go heavy to the floor. This is quite a hard position to be in, especially if you've got really tight glutes or hips or any of all the above. So please, you can be up here if you want, if the pressure is too much, being right down. Whatever works for you. Just trying to loosen up through those hips and glutes straight away so they don't get even tighter than they may already be. Good, good, good. Breathing, breathing, and then the other side. So coming back to that start position, so making sure we do the other side. I'm just going to move over here a bit so I don't hit the couch. Okay, coming down, creating my nice strong base. Other hand out to the side, nice and wide, wider than the shoulder. Fingers turned in towards the midline or diagonal, starting with my knees under my hips. Head is nicely aligned. Okay, opposite leg lifts up. Here we go. So coming down and then pressing up towards the ceiling. Coming down and coming up. Breathing in and breathing out to push up. Breathing in and breathing out to push. Really relaxing through the shoulders if you can. Down and up. Down and up. Squeezing those glutes. Get even through the hips. And you're going through that sticky toffee. Abs are always in and on. Belly button through to the spine. Okay. You can start to feel something happening on this side. I can also feel that supporting side kicking in, stabilizing. Let's go for 3. Shoulders relax. Last 2. Okay, last time just holding up there, flexing the foot. Just going to do some little pulses up and down here. Little movements at the top. Ready to get that leg nicely activated, and the flex foot really helps, especially if you think about that, maybe that crunchy peanut butter that you're bringing your leg through, or that you're pushing a box up to the ceiling or something on that foot, or a plate. You have your plate on your foot like this. That would be good practice. Okay, so from here we're going to cross, going to go en dedans and then out to the side. So crossed and coming up. But as you can see, I'm not collapsing or twisting through the upper part of my body. It's all just coming from the lower part. I find it harder myself to take the leg out to the side. I haven't got quite as much range into that hip. So you may find something similar. Just being aware, what is the body telling you? It tells me a lot of things all the time. Good, good, good. Crossing and coming out. Good, good, good. I can feel those obliques, and I can feel a lot more of my supporting glute kicking in now too, which is just fantastic. I'm going to go for another 3 like this. Last 2. And then last time coming out to the side. I'm going to unfold the leg over the couch, so I'm going to try and bring it up a little bit more, this leg. And we're just going to go for those lifts up and down. Ooh, this is a good challenge for me. Okay, let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding there, and then very carefully bringing it in. And straight away, let's go for the stretch. Remember, you can do both sides. Again, no problem. I'm going to open this out to the side and come down to the floor, and I'm going to really try and press this hip down to the floor to get that superior stretch. And relaxing the head. Breathing in and breathing out. See if you can fall to the floor a little bit more. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and then just carefully easing out of that. Right, I'm going to just take my legs out in front of me like so. I'm going to go for that little inner thigh activation exercise. Some of you have done this with me before in real life, and I have actually done a video with it as well, so I thought it was about time it came back. Which I'm not sure whether or not you'll be thrilled about, but anyway, if you haven't done it before, welcome to this exercise. I'm hugging this knee in really close to my chest. I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm flexing the other leg, and I'm just going to turn the toes out a tiny bit, revealing, exposing this inner thigh. So, drawing the belly button in, shoulders relaxed. I'm going to lift the leg up off the floor and then lower it down. So engaging the breath in the abs, Breathing in to prepare. On the breath out, belly button to spine, lifting the leg, contracting just through here, and then releasing. So I'm holding this leg in, and you can do it with both hands if you want. But this hand can come here, and you can feel, is there a contraction going on? Am I working through here? Physio first gave me this exercise to help balance the muscles around the knee. And honestly, it is such a hard exercise. It's quite frustrating. One side, it's definitely harder than the other, but it's so, so good for you. Especially if you do have any sort of imbalance, most of us do. Any knee pain, 98%, I don't know where that number came from, but a very high percentage of the time, it's this guy which isn't strong enough, and the quad, and maybe even like outside the leg into your IT band, it's all really tight and strong, so we need to rebalance. Okay. Good. Let's just do 2 more because it's so much fun. And then we're going to hold up there. Please hold if you can. Very common to get cramp, but just try and breathe and relax. You can of course lower the leg if you need to. Sitting up nice and tall, make sure you haven't collapsed. Imagine you're up against a wall, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Straight away, other side. Hugging the leg in. Turning the toes out a little bit more, lengthening through the leg and relaxing through the shoulders. Breathing in, and on the breath out, lifting and lowering. And again, lifting up and coming down. Breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. This side for me is a little bit easier, and that's actually a lot to do with the fact that I've got more range at my hip to lift up. And I do think this inner thigh is just a bit stronger in general. It knows how to kick in. Just make sure you haven't slouched too much. You don't even have to lift the leg off the floor, but I should have said that at the beginning. You can just go for the contraction through here. So imagine you're lifting it up, but you don't actually do it. And you can feel that this guy, and also through the quad as well, starts to kick in and activate. Lifting up and down. Let's go for 4 more just like this. Still remembering to breathe, and remember the engagement through here. It's super important. Good. Lifting up and down. Final 2. And then last time, you lift up, and you're just going to hold here. And we're holding, and we're breathing, and we're relaxing the shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. Bringing the feet together and extending the knees, come out to the side. And I'm just going to push down. And I'm just going to let my weight come forward a bit more. Try and open up as much as I can through the hips. I'm just going to bring opposite elbow kind of in direction to my opposite foot. So left elbow, what is this? Isn't it an elbow? Shoulder, left shoulder down to my right foot. I'm getting a stretch through my shoulder blades here. And then the other side, bit of a twist. Opening up through the hips, just in a slightly different way. 1 more each side. Twisting. And twisting. Cool, and then easing out of that. Right, from here we're going to work a little bit through the upper back. So, which will be good if you found that hard to kind of keep upright while we're doing all that. Now's the time to practice. So we're going to come down onto our front, do some extension work. So I'm just going to bring my hands just one on top of the other like so. I'm going to zip my legs together so I still have some inner thigh engagement, which is just perfect. And I'm going to be resting my forehead down onto my hands. So in this position, we're again finding neutral in a what's called a prone position, lying on your front position. I want you to think about really relaxing through the shoulders, having your elbows wide. So I'm starting here. I'm going to breathe in to lift up the head, the arms, and I'm also going to go for the feet. It may be too much for you to have the feet, so feet are definitely optional. I'm squeezing those shoulder blades, imagining there's a pencil between them, and I'm going to breathe out as I relax and come back down. Breathing in, engagement through here first, through the shoulder blades to lift up, coming up, and then coming down. Coming up. And then coming down. So it's super important that you can just keep going with this, that you can imagine there's that pencil there that you're squeezing. We don't want to feel anything down here at all into that lower back. Try and keep it up here, please. Let's do one more. So you're going to come up and you're going to hold here, squeeze the shoulder blades. From here, I'm going to just take my arms out to the side in sort of goalpost position, really squeezing those shoulder blades, and then I'm going to bring my arms forward and front. And again, coming down. Imagine you're bringing your arms through that sticky toffee or thick mud or crunchy peanut butter. The legs can be down if you need them to be, otherwise squeeze those heels and bringing the arms in front. And again, coming down, squeezing, and lengthening. Let's go for 3. Last 2. Squeeze. Okay, last time, coming back here, holding here, and I'm going to kick my legs. If your legs are not up, you can do one lift and then one lift like so. Otherwise, kicking the legs, squeezing the shoulder blades for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then straight away, I'm going to push into my child's pose just to send my spine back into some spinal flexion after going through extension. We should feel good, like a well-deserved treat. Nice. And then just coming all the way up and just going for a little bit of a roll through those shoulders. Cool. Okay, and then from here, now we've activated a lot through there. Let's take it to what do I want to say? Let's apply it to another exercise is what I want to say. Transfer the skills we've learned. We are taking it to our tricep dips. So we're still going to be working on these upper mid traps and rhomboid muscles, upper back muscles here. And then we're also going to bring more of the backs of the arms into it. So I've got my hands behind me. My fingers are facing towards my bum, placing my feet parallel, about hip width apart on the floor. So making sure we're opening here. So sort of sending the breastbone on a diagonal up to the ceiling. I'm going to just kind of hover my hips up like so. I'm going to breathe in as I bend through the elbows, and then I'm going to breathe out as I press all the way up. And again, breathing in to lower, breathing out to press up, breathing in to lower, breathing out to press. And I'm really trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together behind me. And as you can see, my hips, they're just going down and up. They're not kind of doing any weird stuff like this, I hope. Coming down. Make sure you're not just lowering your hips up and down. It's a exercise involving the arms, so please bend your arms and then straighten your arms. Coming down and then up. Let's go for 3 more just like this. Last 3. Good. Last 2. Okay, last time coming up. Holding here. I'm just going to do little pulses with those elbows just up and down, squeezing the elbows together for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You can have a rest if you need to, otherwise keep a little bend, crossing the legs over like so. And again, little pulses down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Changing over, same thing. You can just carry on just doing pulses with both feet on the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from here, please just lengthen the legs all the way out straight. Push your chest up towards the ceiling, opening through the chest like so. Lovely and open. And then very carefully, you can just lower everything down. Ooh, those arms. I'm going to just cross my legs. I'm going to interlace my fingers, pushing out, bringing my chin to my chest, separating the shoulder blades. Really opening out through those muscles that we just spent all that time squeezing together. So pushing out, then coming up and then just pushing down on one elbow like so. Breathing here. I'm going to come to a little bit of a lean over to the side to get that stretch into the obliques too, and around the shoulders. And then changing over, same thing. Stretching out here. And then coming back to center and just rolling a little bit just through the head, because that often comes into play a bit when we are getting a bit stressed about triceps. And last time. Cool, cool, cool. And then from here we're just going to take a little bit of a stretch through the shoulders as well. So coming into your 4 point. We've done extension, we've done flexions there already, which is great. So from here I want you just to slide the back of your one hand underneath the other arm. Imagine someone's pulling onto your fingertips, you're coming down, let the ear come down to the floor. Someone's just pulling there. Go that twist through the body, relaxing the shoulders, breathing here. See if you can just reach a tiny bit further. If you have a roller or something at home, or a block or anything like that, you can put that underneath the hand and you can actually just use that to sort of come up a little bit more, and you get even more of a stretch around the shoulder, which is quite nice. Okay, push into your supporting hand, come up, and we're going to twist in the other direction, coming up towards the ceiling. Reaching there, opening through the chest. Let's come down one more time, coming down, reaching long. Good. It's always important to do quite a lot of shoulder and arm stretching after having done quite a body loaded session, which today has actually been, just so that you can then do some more things tomorrow. Good. For me, it's still an area that I continue to work on, and I really find that whenever I go climbing, I really notice that even though I do spend a lot of time doing a lot of body weight focus work and using also kind of lighter weights too, I am not as strong as as I maybe think I am sometimes. But also I do notice on the days that I don't stretch, then guess who's going to wish they had the next day or the day after? Good, reaching up, opening through the chest here, and again coming down. Reaching. Breathing and coming up. Lovely length towards the ceiling there. Opening. Okay, just coming down, having a little bit of a shake out. And then again, we're going to find our lovely squat position. Really important, especially today. We've done lots of inner thigh stuff. So it's good to just open up through here. If you are still hanging out up here, that's fine. See if you can just work on pushing those heels down to the floor a little bit more though. You can put pressure here if you want to. I do like bringing my hands together like this, because the more I push into my hands, the more I feel I can push out here and create space. Stretching out through the legs and opening up through the back too, which is just great. And just breathing here for a few moments. Trying to sit nice and low. Again, the head's just nice and relaxed. Good. Okay, and then just letting my weight come forward, hands down, bringing my feet back to parallel. Ooh, nice, lovely length. From here, just turn your head just gently, right to left. Super heavy like a bowling ball. Breathing in, and on the breath out, pushing into the feet, feeling the insides of the legs hopefully light up a little bit. Squeezing the glutes, restacking and just rolling those shoulders back and down like so. And there we have it, another class all done. Thank you so much for joining me today.